Hi guys, oh my god, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just seeing this face for the first time, what are you guys waiting for? Please subscribe, support your girl by subscribing. I know I have not been consistent with the video upload, but you guys, like, it's not easy in this America. Oh. It's sweet, but things are just a little bit different from Nigeria and all that stuff. Yeah, so yes, from the video, of course, you guys, or from the title of the video, you guys already know I will be telling you guys about my visa journey. I came into the country with an immigrant visa, which is the IR1. We have the CR1, we have the IR1. IR1 because my marriage is older than 2 years. So, like, as time progressed, while processing the visa, of course, if your marriage is older than 2 years, then you graduate to the IR1. So CR1 is literally almost the same thing. Of course, it's for married couples, but then CR1 is for marriage that is younger than 2 years. That is not up to 2 years. IR1 is basically just marriage older than 2 years. So I will be telling you guys my visa journey and how long it took for me, because I've been seeing the comment, I've been seeing sometimes some people will send like private mail and they will ask me, oh, this and that, how much did you spend for your visa and all that stuff. So I wanted to, like, correct that notion that I came in with an immigrant visa. So there's non-immigrant, there's immigrant. Mine is immigrant. So yes, let's dive into it. So in case you catch me looking down, of course, like, I had to write it down because I don't want a situation where I have to miss out on something. This journey is a long one. But first, major disclaimer, I am in no way working on any immigration office or any immigration whatever. I just wanted to share my own journey, just in case for someone out there that is confused and they are like trying to find their way around it and stuff like that. And then I'm sure this video answers some questions that you know have been like lingering in people's mind, like, okay, what next to do, what am I to do, this and that, this and that. Yeah, so yes. And then again, before I go into this video, I just need to tell you guys, it's just like an advice, probably because sometimes the doctor in me just comes out and I want to, like, share some, when someone is trying to counsel you on something. Yes, that's what I want to do. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, we all worship God, right? This journey will test you. I'm not even joking. Like, it will test you, it will test your patience, it will test your marriage, it will test everything you have. Like, at some point, people outside will begin to think if actually your marriage is genuine, or if anything. But see, it's it's between you and your partner and God. And I'm not trying to preach, but see, you have to have the fear of God in your marriage, because you guys need to bond. This process is no joke. I'm not saying that to scare you, but I'm just trying to tell you so you have that, like, buried at the back of your mind, that okay, what am I getting myself into? Yes, you are getting yourself into a long journey. If you are thinking that once you start this journey, you'll see your partner in the next 6 months, that's a lie. If Except if it's not Nigeria, but yeah, except if it's not Nigeria, but if you're processing and your partner is in Nigeria, no. Except if that partner is coming maybe as a non-immigrant, maybe he has like visiting visa or something like that, fine. But if you guys are processing immigrants, there's no magic. Even if you expedite, 6 months is not possible. I can tell you for a fact, like, 6 months is not possible. It can be maybe more than 6 months, but like, put it at the back of your mind that this journey will test you. You have to be very patient, and you have to also be patient with your partner. You have to be strong with your partner. Like I said, you have to have the fear of God. And then also, you have to also get busy, get a job, do something. Because don't think that, oh, okay, I'm married, let me just wait. No, like, when I got married, I had to, thank God, I wrote my license exam in Nigeria, my board exams in Nigeria, I passed. So I was practicing as medical doctor, so I was busy. So as the processing was going on his own side, I was also doing my own thing. Just get busy. If even though it's not a job, do something. Like here now, it's better for you to go and learn. Maybe go to a baking school, go to tailoring school, learn something, get your hands on something. Because if you come here as well, those things will come really handy. And trust me, those things pay well here. So yes, so that's my special advice for you before we start discussing this visa journey. I decided to share my own visa journey because trust me, I've been getting comments, messages like via email asking me how much was my visa, how long. So I wanted to like correct the notion and explain what kind of visa I came in with. Okay, so I came in with the immigrant visa. We have the non-immigrant and we have the immigrant. So immigrant visa was what I came in with. Immigrant because I got married to a citizen. Okay, so under the citizen we have the CR1 and IR1. Of course, when you first file, you start with the CR1. CR1 and IR1 are basically like the same thing. The only difference is that once your marriage gets older than 2 years while filing, then you like it's like a graduating phase. So you graduate to the IR1. So while filing my own, during the process, it was more than 2 years. So yes, so we graduated from class of CR1 to IR1. So I came in with IR1. So some people come in with CR1. That's because during the process it took them less than you know 2 years, or maybe like their marriage was not 2 years while processing before they came into the country or before they had their interview. So my own marriage was older than 2 years. Okay, so and again the CR1, once they come into the country, they give them 2 years green card. Then after 2 years you have to now file again before they now give you you know your 10 years. But for me, IR1, the difference again, would I say the good thing about IR1 is like when you come in, you get your 10 years permanent residence. So it's not like the IR1. IR1, they give you 2 years. Then from there, you now have to file again. That's after the 2 years, you now have to file again. So it's like another. But for the IR1, after this IR1, at least in 2 months, 2 years, 9 months, I'll now file for my citizenship. Or yes, and then that 2 years and 9 months starts from the day you come into this country. Yes, so in 2 years and 9 months, I am now eligible to file for citizenship. But the 10 years green card, of course, is there. And then also, okay, the first thing first was that I'm going to be dividing this video into three, I think, because we have the USCIS stage, we have the MVC stage, and we have the interview phase. So the USCIS stage is the first phase. Okay, the first phase, you would fill a form, or your petitioner will fill a form called the I-130. I-130 is literally like the first phase. This is like, in case you catch me looking down, it's because I have like a whole note in front of me. I don't want to miss out on anything. Okay, so the first phase is that we filed a petition of the alien relative, which is a form I-130, with Department of Homeland Security and US and Immigration Services, so which is the USCIS. So that's the USCIS phase or USCIS stage. Okay, so my own visa journey is I got married in October, 9th of October 2020. So I wanted to, as at that time, well, I say fortunately and unfortunately, my passport was about expiring. So we're like, instead of us filing, why don't I renew my passport and then also add my husband's name to my name? So that was what we did. So I had to go to court, swear an affidavit, get an affidavit, sworn affidavit, yes, stating that I'm adding my husband's name to my name. And then I had to also do like a newspaper publication. That newspaper publication will have your name, your surname, your new name, like you have your old name, then have your new name. And then also I had to update my NIN. So all those things I have to gather together to take it to the immigration office of Nigeria to get a new passport. Because if you don't do that, if you why I had to do that is because I was adding in. If you don't do that, definitely you just want your former name, just the way your passport is. Okay, so I had to have that to get a new passport, having my husband's name. And then after that, yes, we filed in. Thank for Nigerian whatever, we got our passport. I got my passport in, I think, January, ending of January thereabout, or is it February? I can't remember. So we filed in ending, I think ending of February, sipping into March. So I can just say we filed in officially maybe 1st of March. I can see that. So it slipped into. So once you do that, once you file in, once you've made your payment, we paid $535. Yes. And you can make that payment through debit card, you can make that payment through check, but I think I'll advise you to pay your debit card. Reasons because I think check kind of is slow or something like that. And then once you pay, those the USCIS people will send you like a notice of action thereabout, and then they will state um those, yeah, notice of action, and then the notice of action will be like, oh, receipts indicating that USCIS has received your payment and stuff like that. And then they will also indicate your service center. So what they basically do is that once you've made that payment, they will assign you to a center. Center could be Texas, it could be Nebraska, it could be other states like that. But I got Nebraska and it took us 6 months. Yes, 6 months for us to move to the NVC stage. So that 6 months, you have to documents that you have to submit. You have to scan. Oh, you cannot send your original. You scan to them. You have to submit your passport. My husband had to submit his passport. He had to submit his proof of citizenship. If it's a permanent resident, that is, if it's a green card, you submit that. If you are a citizen, you submit your citizenship. You submit your what's it called? You submit your copy of naturalization, birth certificate. You also submit proof of relationship. Proof of relationship would be your marriage pictures, your pictures with your friends and families to show that there's a relationship between the both of you. You can also submit your visitation pictures. You can also submit I'm telling you what we submitted. So we submitted marriage pictures, visitation pictures, pictures with families and friends. We submitted our marriage certificate, of course. We submitted your marriage certificate, of course. Then also my passport as well. I had to do that. I had to submit my all these things my husband did anyways. So I had to submit my all these things you scan, you are not sending to them. So we had to submit my passport photograph. Also, you can also submit evidence of bona fide marriage. That's you can submit that is like something that you guys have together. So we had to submit like our lease agreement back in Nigeria. So we did that. We also did and then if you have properties together, of course, you can submit that. If you have a joint account together, you can submit that. And then if your partner was married before, that's your partner based in the United States or in Nigeria, if you guys were married before, of course, you have to submit a divorce decree, like authentic one. Okay. And then also, I'm telling you, if the marriage is not real, like at some point, like you guys will get tired of each other. And yes, like during this journey, right, we've heard of people ending it because the journey is long. My journey took, let's say I started in March and I got my interview notification February 2023. I started my journey 2021. I got my interview notification 2023. So you see, that's for Nigeria, and I don't know what's going on, but yes, the journey is long, and it depends on how long you stay on each stage. That will now say how your next stage will be. So some stage can be faster, some stage can be shorter, some can be longer. Some people spent 1 year in this USCIS, some people spent 6 months, some people spent 3 months. So it depends on the center handling your case. I can't speak for any center because see, sometimes we feel like, oh, Nebraska takes too long. Some people, they did it 3 months. Oh, Texas Tech, they did it and it took longer. So like, just support it with prayer at this point. Like, whatever favor catch you, no problem. And then yes, what else again? And then if you guys have like children together, of course, like if you have kids together, you have to submit the birth certificate of your children. So basically my journey took me 2 years, I can say in summary, because I started in March and I ended in April. Yes, my interview was in April, so you can see both compiling the beginning to the end was like 2 years. And then while the process, I started with CR1, but when my marriage got, I think when my marriage was older than 1 year, than 2 years, then they had to, like, of course, I had to graduate to IR1. Okay. So also other things you can also submit is there's affidavits sworn to or affirmed by third parties. This is like, let's say when I and my husband got married, some of his friends came from the United States and attended the wedding. So those people can also like provide like supporting documents affirming that they were there for the wedding and they are acknowledging of your relationship. Something like, it's not compulsory. You don't go and kill yourself that, oh, my partner must bring someone from the United States. No, it just supports your process. Do you get? So some people did not, some of course, and if nobody can come because ticket is not cheap, of course, and then other things as well. So what if you have someone that came from the United States that want to also, add supporting document? This person will have to provide his full address, his or her full address. The person will also have to do what's it called, um like complete information and details explaining, you know how he knows of your relationship. The person will also provide like relevant document, maybe his work and stuff, like just something to show that the person also is based here or grounded here as well. And then also we also need, I also submitted my change of name, all those proof of change of name and stuff like that, my passport photograph. And yeah, basically that's just what we did in the USCIS stage. My husband had to provide, I think, his work, yeah, his work stuff, documents and stuff like that. But it's really not a hard thing. I would personally advise that you shouldn't get an immigration lawyer. Yes, we didn't use immigration lawyer. These informations are really pretty much on Google. I don't think it's something you should stress about. Like, it's not so, because I feel like personally our advice is that nobody will take your issue like you will, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we've heard cases of, no disrespect to these immigration lawyers, but I feel like most of them are really the reasons why some people are wasting their time in this USCIS stage, because they are so overwhelmed with work, they don't have that time to read and study your case. So when I say nobody will take your case seriously like you, it's like you are telling someone to tell your own story. Do you understand? So I feel like nobody's going to tell me the story of my own marriage like I will. So that was what we did. We didn't pay any lawyer, we did it ourselves. So it's something that you can do by yourself. You don't need any immigration lawyer, honestly. And we have, and these immigration lawyers are good, yes, but I can tell you, like, from the stories we've been hearing here and there about all these people, like, our advice that you do this yourself. This filing is very easy. Just Google things and then it's right there. Do you understand? And then also, what I also advise is that join groups. Oh my god, it really helped me. Join groups, check on Facebook, type it there, USCIS stage in Nigeria. You get groups, WhatsApp group, everything like is there, and then you guys will be able to share information with people. Do you understand? So yes, this is my USCIS stage. Now let's dive into my NVC stage. So my USCIS stage took 6 months, and from there I moved to NVC stage. I filed in March, and then in August, yes, they contacted me that I've been approved to move to NVC stage. NVC stage is another total different ball game, but it's doable and it's very easy. Okay, so yes, let's talk about the NVC stage.